computer, yes. Okay, it's starting. Internet,
Okay, let me.
you got yours on?
Yes. Okay.
All right. Good morning. Good morning, Barbara. How are you?
Hi. Good morning. How are you, Darlene?
Good. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are having a blessed Sunday morning. Welcome to Substance of Building a Healthy Relationship. We come on here today, me as Darlene Mayman and my friend Barbara Jean, and we are the authors of Substance of Building a Healthy Relationship. Today's topic, we're going to talk about finding your inner strength. Barbara?
Yes. Yes. As my friend Darlene stated, I'm Barbara Hawkins Dixon. She always called me Barbara Jean. That's her nickname for me. Yes. But anyway, we hope you all are having a wonderful afternoon and may you be blessed. Uh, yes, our topic is finding your inner strength. Uh, yes, as we all go through trials and tribulations. Even though we don't handle the trials and tribulations the same, uh, sometimes we allow them to put us in a place we don't want to be in. It's at these times that we must find our inner strength to walk away from things or peoples who no longer align with our destination. We have to accept that some peoples are incapable of giving you uh, the love, the care, loyalty, or effort you deserve. Uh, Therefore, you as an individual have to realize that you cannot love someone, you cannot love someone uh, to make them love you. Uh, you could love a person with everything that you have in you. If that person do not love you, no matter what you do, it's not going to make them. So being good, extremely good to a person is not going to make them love you anymore. You have to realize, when you recognize those signs, you have to realize that it's nothing you could do to make a person love you. If a love is a natural feeling, it's a natural emotion, a natural feeling that you have for someone. And so if you're not feeling that from your partner or your mate, uh, you just might not be the right person for that person. So it's up to you to find your inner strength and know when to walk away. That's You have to be strong. You could stay in a relationship hoping this person would change, but that person is not changing for you, with you, because you're not the person that they want. So you must come to terms with that. Don't fool yourself. You must come to terms with that and realize is that this is just not for you. Anytime you have to put so much effort and you putting all the effort into trying to make the relationship work and it's still not working, then you have to realize it's not you. It's that your partner that's not giving you what you need in the relationship. They're not willing to because it's not true love. So find your interest, your happiness might not be there. Your happiness could be out there waiting for you somewhere else. But until you find your inner strength to let go and let God direct your path, he don't want you to suffer. He don't want you to be mistreated. He want love to be in your relationship because that's what he's about. It's about love. So as long as you keep selling, you're settling for less than what you are worthy, or the way you are worthy to be treated. And so uh I just feel like, you in order to move on, you have to find your inner strength in any difficult situation, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, job, whatever it is. When things is not right, it's not right. And you alone cannot make it right. So that's why it's important to have your own inner strength to know when to move and to move when you know it's time to. Darlene.
All right, so when we speak on inner strength, you probably asking what Barbara, I mean, what do you mean by inner strength? With inner strength, it means you are staying powerful and resilient. I think some of the problems in relationships is that we try to always please people and please the other person instead of pleasing yourself. And when you find yourself doing that, you the one lose out because you giving it all and that other person is not giving their share of what they should do. So when that happens, when that situations occur and you noticing that you're in a relationship or even in a marriage like that, that's why it's so important that you have to be equally yoked with each other. Because one person can go one way, another person is going another way. And one way is finding hope. Because when you possess hopefulness, you expect good things to happen. Whatever the problem was in the relationship, you expect something positive to happen. And notice that sometimes people, when they're in a relationship or they're in a marriage, they continue to bring back past mistakes. And that's one of the things that you shouldn't do in your relationship because we all make mistakes and bad decisions. Don't beat yourself because you feel that it was you or you feeling some kind of guilt or shame. When you cultivate your inner strength, you can admit your mistakes and move on and learn from your mistakes. Barbara.
Yes. It's extremely important to know your value, to know your worth, to know what you're looking for in a relationship, and what you not only what you're looking for, what you are willing to give, to put the effort you are willing to put into a relationship. We all have baggage behind us as far as uh failed relationships, wishing we had did things differently in life. But unfortunately, you know, a lot of times life is not designed that way, where we could just go back and correct all our past mistakes. So we have to learn from our mistakes and and keep a balance to the things that you did wrong in your previous relationships. You have to uh find uh in other words, you have to learn not to commit the same mistakes
It's
in your
over and
next
over.
relationship. Yes, over and over, because otherwise, if you keep doing the same thing in every relationship, the pattern gonna keep on going. It's gonna you keep repeating the same pattern, so you're gonna get the complete same, ending. And so another mistake I think not just women's, but men's. We're not just talking about women's, we're talking about men's
Yeah.
as well. That makes in a relationship, uh, we take our baggage from one relationship uh, into the new relationship. Stop telling what happened in your previous relationships. Don't do that. That's a big mistake because even though we feel we have a connection with this person, everybody that comes in your life is not there for good reasons. Some peoples are looking for, peoples with uh low self-esteem because they look at it's like a, a red flag go off with them. When you get to telling them, oh, your ex did this, your ex did that, and this and that. So first reaction is, okay, well, if he or she got away with it, I can too. So he or she hear you out, but all the time they plotting. You telling them from your heart, but feeling that they would have empathy for you and not treat you that way. But sometimes it has a adverse reaction from your partner. Only if their intentions wasn't correct coming to you in the first place.
Yeah, that is true. From speaking what Barbara said, that's what one mistake that in relationships causes problems because you can't take everything into your next relationship. Some things that you went through the past, you should just keep it to yourself because when situations occur, that person would take what you told them about your past and they'll use that towards you or they'll constantly throw that in your face. That's why it's everything you shouldn't share. Just leave your past mistakes behind and move on. And that's where a lot of people make mistakes at. And you got to learn how to be courage too and stop allowing fear to control your life. Because when you find yourself in a bad relationship, don't be afraid to speak out, to step away from it, cultivate the courage to help yourself gain strength within yourself. You can't let fear make you think you won't survive or you can't live without that person because you can. You got to
Absolutely.
take responsibilities for your own actions. When you wrong, you take that responsibility. You know you caused a problem. You messed up. Admit it and be honest because yes, sometimes it's hard to admit you were wrong, but by admitting you have strength, you're growing your inner strength in yourself because now you're not afraid to speak up and say the things that you need to say because you're not in fear anymore.
Yeah, so the first thing you have to learn after rebounding from a relationship where you put everything into your partner and not enough into yourself is that you have to love yourself. Love yourself. I can't say that enough. Love yourself enough to walk away from people who consistently show you that they don't value you or your worth. You sometimes, love is a hard thing. We said it's such an easy word to say,
But the
but then
actions,
if the actions not showing you when a person loves you, they don't really have to tell you because they actions gonna
speak
speak
for
for
itself.
itself.
Yeah.
It's gonna speak for itself. The way that they show you love, they show you, they there for you. They uh connected with you. To it get when it's really love, you could almost read each other's mind without even speaking. And you just start, laughing. Like, how did you know I was about to say that,
That's that
you know,
connection, because that's that connection.
it's yes, it's that connection. And I think everyone deserves that, you
Yes.
know, to be happy in your relationship, to be happy. Want do these things. And like a lot of times people think the grass is greener on the other side, but that's not always the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
I seen something about that not too long ago. The grass is greener where you want it. If you pour into your relationship and that your partner is pouring back, the grass is green. So you don't have to go on the outside to uh, a grass across the street when your grass could be green right where you at if you put the effort into it.
Yeah. That is true.
So never let anyone to manipulate you and make you feel less than the person that you are.
Mhm.
You know, your opinion about you matters more than anybody's opinion because no one knows you like you do.
Mhm.
And so, you know, therefore, we all have our weaknesses, regardless of, you know, it might be a different scenario, but we all have our weakness. No one is perfect,
Yeah.
you know, so we all fight through something. And sometimes it's hard for people to walk away from love. It's hard for people to uh you know just different scenarios to stop uh partying. You know, it's different things. Smoking, a habit is a habit, and love could be habit bounded.
Yeah.
You know, it could be uh you in it for so long and then you it's habit forming and you think that you don't have to do the same things that you used to do during the dating period and all of
Yeah.
and
And
all of
then
that and getting to know each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
And so
go on.
go ahead, Darlene.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because relationship should always stay the same from the beginning. I think people think because you be with a person for so long and then you comfortable with each other that the things you used to do you don't do anymore, because you figure it's okay. And that's one of the errors that it shouldn't be, especially in a marriage. Those same things that you was doing when you met, it should be continued to going on because now you're isolating yourself from each other. You going one way, another person's going another way, and y'all not connecting like you should because you're not doing the things that you used to do. And that's a big issue because those are the things that you should continue to do whether you're married or in a relationship. If you was doing it from the beginning, it should be continue to be happening while you're still together with each other. I totally agree with you on that. I think that's why a lot of relationships and stuff don't last because people forget the things that they used to do and then everything stops, and that's what causes a lot of separations and stuff from marriages too, because people are not doing the things that they used to do. Because
Yes, and it's
everyone needs to find that inner strength in themselves. Sometimes you gotta, we shut down and we don't say the things that we need to say, and that person don't know when you're going through or what you're feeling. That's why communication is so important because you not things are bothering you and you're not saying the things that is bothering you. That's why the issues are occurring in your relationship and you're not saying anything. Well, how's the person supposed to know if you're not letting them know how you feel? And sometimes people don't say anything because you don't want to start an argument, you don't want to start a confusion, but that's not helping the situation because now it's building and building and building because no one is saying anything, and you going one way and the person's going another way, and that causes a lot of issues because everyone needs to find that inner strength in themselves to face life challenges because it's something that happens within life and it's not going to happen overnight. Sometimes you will be defeated, but don't give up. you get back up, you brush it off, and you try again until you get successful at it. That's why communication is so important. When things is going wrong or something is going wrong or you don't see that something is right in your relationship, then that's when you have to speak on them things. But just being silent doesn't help the situation at all.
Yes, I agree. I agree to that, Darlene, because you know, I think it's it's a wonderful thing to be in a long term relationship.
Uh-huh.
It's it's a wonderful thing where there's love and respect and and honor and because it is in today's society, you know, people's like to change up to switch and thinking you moving into a better situation, and you turn out that was the worst decision of your life because you had built this foundation and this relationship, and then you thinking, okay, it's time to move on to the next one. But when you move on to that next one and
You
you
bring
get to
concerns
know
to,
that person,
yeah,
you like, oh my God, what have I done here? What have I done here? So you have to be very careful of the steps that you make because sometimes, you know, Satan works within peoples, and we know he doesn't like families.
right.
And
Definitely
so,
not.
therefore, he will bring someone in your path to help you destroy yourself and your family.
Yeah.
And so, you have to have a mindset. You have to keep a mindset. If your family is important to you, then do what you need to do to keep it intact.
Yes. 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 Because temptations does come. And that's where the devil kicks in, that he does that, especially if he know uh, something is going on with the relationship. Because the devil hates to see families together. He hates that, and he wants to destroy that. And we have to have a mindset to know when he's jumping in, when he's doing that. He'll put people in your path to make you do things. You know what I'm saying, to make you look one way and you shouldn't.
Yes,
But that's what he does. That's why it's so important to keep that connection with each other, because that's when the devil steps in, because that's what he wants to see.
yes. And you have to consistently in a long-term relationship, you're getting older, your needs change, your wants
Your
change,
knees more than
you
your
know?
knees.
Ye- Yes. It changes.
Yeah.
And so, therefore you have to figure out things that worked when you was dating may not work now because you older, you mature and everything. And so you have to, think of more ways
Yeah. And it's
to
always right, and it's always not about
complement your relationship.
right. It's not always about the physical part either. Sometimes, it's just having a connection with each other, just spending quality time and stuff with each other. That's what's more important. People
Yes.
think that we all know the sex is important, of course, in all, especially in marriages. But then sometimes it's not always about that. It's other things that you can do to keep that connection together too. Basic little stuff, just family quality time. So yeah,
Yeah. And so, it's just just a lot of times it be the simplest things that destroys marriages and relationships.
yes,
And like you stated earlier, You don't speak your mind. You hold it in
You
to
hold it in and you don't say
avoid a
anything.
confrontation.
Yeah,
But then when you do that, it has an adverse effect. So
yeah,
that's why you have to speak. How I always say, and I tell my sis just as well, say what you mean and mean
mean
what
what
you
you
say.
say.
Because who are you fooling? Yes, who are you fooling? Yourself if you don't. Say what you mean. Let your voice be heard. You know, uh, let it be understood. You know what you're thinking, and not just what you think, why you are thinking it.
Yeah,
Yes, you have to, yeah, you have to just be frank. And a lot of times, as long as it's not hurting anyone's feelings or putting someone in a bad, place,
mm-hmm.
because it's so much, it's so much goes on with a bad relationship.
Yeah,
That's why, as we were uh, speaking earlier about relationships and um the fact that uh you know a, a lot of times is you know basic things that you could do together to help and enhance the relationships. Try new outings. Keep whatever you need to do to keep the
to keep
fire
the fire
burning.
burning, right? Yeah, that is so true.
Right.
So, do you think that it's very important for when you're in a relationship that you both should be equally yoked?
Oh, yes, that's very important because if you equally yoked, it's basically, you know, it makes the relationship much easier because most of the time when you equally yoke, you like the same things, uh, you like to do some of the same things, you like to go to some of the same places and everything. You
Mhm.
know, every that's very important. I think that's one point that makes the relationship better if you are equally yoked.
Mhm.
Uh, but no two peoples are completely alike. So when God made you, He made you. I mean, so even with twins or anybody else, it's something about them that distant one from the other. So I mean, you're not gonna have someone that's totally equally yoked, but if you 70% there, 80%, that marriage or relationship will flow. It will flow and it will glow and it will grow.
Okay. Any questions you got for me?
Uh, I would say, uh, what do you think about uh it's so much coming to my head at one time, questions. So I think, uh, what do you think is good things for, uh, we both being married? What do you think are some good things to do to continue to enhance your marriage?
You mean to keep the fire burning, you mean?
Yeah, to keep the fire burning, to keep both partners happy in the relationship
Right. Well,
as we got older.
especially as you get older. Well, one thing I know that is so important to keep the communication and it going. You got to have good communication. That is so important. The person needs to know what you want, and they need to know what you want. Your likes and and what you don't like. That is so important because a lot of times we try to always please that person, to keep them happy, but we're not getting that back in return. So that's one of the things that,
Yes.
yes, and that's a problem right there. And just start doing little things. It can be basic stuff. I think, if it ain't nothing but just quality times, movies, sitting at home watching a movie, going to the show, going out for a while, just doing things together. I find myself sometimes too, as a woman, I think as a woman too, we tend to try to do everything. And that's our problem. And I think we step out of our place too, because we try to take on too much responsibility, which we shouldn't, because that's not how God said it's supposed to be. But because we try to be so independent, you don't give the man a chance to, step in and do what they want to do to make you happy, because you so used to doing this and doing that and taking control of everything. And I think that's one of the problems too. Sometimes we have to just sit back and let a man be a man, let them do what they're going to do. We try to hold down everything, but it's not our position to do that. It's good when you need to, but sometimes some women, I'm not saying all women, but some women just take control of everything, but that's not your job to do that. The men have to step in and do what they supposed to do. But when you showing them, what we don't realize as women, when you showing them that, oh, I can do this and I can do that, then yeah, they're gonna stand back and not do what they supposed to do because they see you got it. So I think, that's those are some of the things that I see. And it's just to keep the fire burning, just do the things that you used to do. It doesn't matter because we didn't get older, just because we didn't get older. I like going out and doing things. That's just me. I don't care if I'm 70. I want to go. I want to do
Right.
things, but people get so close.
Absolutely.
Right. People get so as they get older, they just lay back and don't figure that they need to still do those things. But those are things that, especially when you get older, that is really, it should be when the fire is really burning, because now you're older and you should have more quality time now.
Right. This is really the time uh I feel like you're supposed to be enjoying life.
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
raised kids, kids are grown and everything. And now I feel it's like a
it's your
chapter in
time
your
now.
life.
Yeah,
It's your time. It's a chapter, different stages of your life that you should be doing different things.
hmm,
And when you get to our ages, and so that's what you call me time. Whereas, you didn't raise kids and, grandkids and, different things. It's time for you to enjoy yourself,
yeah,
you and your partner to do these things that you couldn't do when you had kids at home and it was more than just you to think about. You had your kids being the first priorities. You had to make sure that they were okay. But now that everyone is grown, I feel this is the stage where it's time for you to do what's pleasing to you.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, to you and your partner.
Right. So with us being older and in our generation, Barbara, what advice would you give some of these young ladies out here today when it comes to relationships?
It's like the computer paused, Darlene. I
Yeah,
can't hear you.
you didn't hear me. Yeah, I just seen that. So
Okay.
with us being older and all we speaking on our book, Substance of Building a Healthy Relationship, and we more so trying to get a lot of information out to the younger generation, the young ladies now, because they need to hear a lot from older people, because these young girls today, they just jump in and they get with these guys and they just, they don't carry themselves in the right way. So what would you tell them? What would you tell them, when they jump into these relationships? What would you tell
Well, first of all, I would tell them to respect themselves in a relationship
them? Yes.
and to respect themselves. These a lot of these young girls now think you have to get naked to get attention. Yes, you will get attention, but all
Not
attention
the
is not
attention that
good.
you want, though.
It's not the attentions that you want. A
Right.
man is gonna be a man. He's gonna look and he's gonna look but he's not looking at you and a wifey material.
Mhm.
He's looking at you like, you know, a easy time, something that he could dip with, and that's all you are.
Yeah.
Stop flaunting your body. You don't have to do that. Beauty comes from
Within.
inside,
Yes.
within, and it shows out, outside. You could feel you have the perfect little body shape. But if you're ugly on the inside, the rest of you don't look good.
Mhm.
And so, I think the younger girls need to learn to express their opinions just as well. Don't be a yes girl. Don't be a yes girl.
Mhm.
Someone that don't know how to express themselves.
Mhm.
Don't just say yes to please somebody else, and then you're gonna feel uncomfortable after it. You have to live with yourself and the decisions that you make.
Mhm. That is,
Don't let
yeah.
anyone convince you to do something that you don't want to do.
Right.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to just say yes to please a partner. No.
Yeah.
I have an opinion and I have value within myself. A certain things is just completely off the limit.
Mhm.
It's just not going to happen. And you feel good to be about yourself, to be able to speak your true worth.
Yeah.
Because if you display this weakness about yourself, guess what? Your partner sees that. And so I was raised, and my mom always told uh us that you get more respect with your clothes on than you do with them off.
Yeah. That's
You
true.
know,
Mhm.
everyone shouldn't see, what you possess.
Right.
Everyone shouldn't see that. So wear your clothes. You could be pretty. You could be pretty. You don't have to have everything revealing.
Right.
You know, yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's just this generation now. We got to also look at, we wasn't raised that way. And then when you look at these girls now, you just kind of, shake your head. And prime example, I talked to a young lady the other day, and she was so proud of, because she got one of our books, right? And she was so proud of I mean, it didn't affect her at all. She was talking about she doing this, she doing that, she doing this, she doing that. I say, well, I hear you saying all what you doing, but what is he doing? She say nothing. He be at home and all day while I go to work all day. I said, and you happy with that?
oh,
I said, and you happy with that? And she said, yeah, because the younger people they call me mama, right? And she said, yeah. And I was like, girl, you need to be popped upside your head. That's what I say, do you hear yourself? And she said, what did I say wrong, mom? And I said, you just said it's okay for him to lay up and you get up and go to work every day. That ain't cool. That is not cool. What is he doing? She say nothing. He just be at home and sometimes he babysit the kids. And she was happy with that. Girl, I was mad.
I
I
know.
said,
I know.
what is wrong with y'all? But it's just a whole different generation. And she said, Mom, well, how was y'all raised like that? I said, girl, no, we weren't raised like that. That's why I feel that as us being older women, that's why we should talk to these young girls because they don't get it. They don't get it, but they
Right.
don't get it because they wasn't taught that. Because she said she wasn't taught that. She raised her, she didn't have nobody to tell her that. And that's why I think it's so important for the older women to talk to these young girls because a lot of them wasn't raised to know to respect themselves. And that's why they carry themselves the way that they do, not knowing that they hurting themselves. And then she said she had two girls. I said, and so now you letting your two girls see that it's okay for this guy to lay up and do nothing while they mommy go to work every day, right? And she was like, well, he take care of them. I'm like, he's supposed to be up taking care of you and them, right? But
Yes,
she didn't,
absolutely.
she didn't understand it. She was like, well, I hear you. I like, but are you listening? She was like, that she just kept saying, I hear you. Other words, he was going in
So,
one
in
ear and
other
out the other.
words, she wasn't trying to
Because she wasn't
change.
trying to hear it. Right, right,
Right. She
right.
wasn't trying to hear that, but eventually she will.
I told
She's
her,
one of those that's gonna learn the hard way.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, sometimes you have to step back after you give people's the information they need to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you just don't get it until it
Right.
happened in
Until
your
it
life.
happened.
And
Yeah,
and then when it happened, you go back and say, I wish I had a listened. But
yeah.
then at that point, it's too late.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So
too
she
late.
got the book and I said, make sure you read it. I said, don't
Yes.
just get I said, make sure you read it because there's some stuff in there you need to hear. Like, and she was like, okay, I read it. I hear you, but I just listen to some things now, like in conversation, and I just have to just shake my head. But then I think about, they have to learn like we had to learn. We was young too.
Yes.
We got smarter as we got older, but it's so important to tell them because when I hear them, girl, I jump all in their conversation. I be like, that ain't right. That,
Yes.
yeah, that ain't right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, somebody
Yes.
need to tell you. And then on top of that, you leaving him with two girls at home. You don't know nothing about this man. You know that
Uh-huh.
you
And
leaving
this
your
is
girls
just
with
her
him like that.
boyfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That she just
Uh,
not too long. That she just not too long met. That's what I'm saying. I was like, you put
oh
your
no.
girls in danger. You don't know nothing about this man, and you leaving your girls there with him. Like we don't
And
do
see,
that.
that's exactly what I'm saying. That's a prime example of not uh valuing yourself, not
Hmm.
valuing yourself
Value
and
yourself. Yeah.
to yes, and she's lacking the self-respect
Hmm.
because if she had that, you know, about how old was she, Darlene?
She about 26, 27.
No, well, she's old enough now to
She old
know
enough to know.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's young enough
Yeah. She
to
younger. Yeah.
to know better. You know,
Right.
I see if it was a 15, 16-year-old girl that's
Nah,
still
nah,
learning,
nah.
but
She
a
20.
lot, you would be amazed. It's some 15, 16 years old have more
More
common
sense than,
sense, yeah,
yeah,
than someone that's older,
yeah,
So yeah, you have to, that's why we say you have to work on yourself and find your own inner strength.
right.
Because when you find that own inner strength in yourself, it's in you, just pull it out.
Yeah, because once you find your inner strength, you'll begin to see, you'll start seeing a lot of changes in your life. You'll start seeing that your circle start getting smaller. Certain people, places, and things will begin to vanish out of your life because that change in you they can't handle, and it's okay. because they wasn't for you anyway. So if they're not in your circle anymore, it's okay. Because once you
Yeah,
find your inner strength, you find yourself accepting only what is positive and not negative. And this will give you the strength to become the person that you need to be.
yes. And then a lot of times, like you say, what changes, you know, people just start falling out. You don't have to do anything.
Right, but that's
And
okay.
those the peoples that shouldn't have been in
They
your
wasn't
space
shouldn't have
in
been in
the
your
first
circle
place
anyway. Right,
because they was not there for the right reasons.
right, right.
You know, when a lot of times people don't like to see you grow. They
True.
want you to stay the same because
Mm-hmm.
they in a still position.
Mm-hmm.
When I say that, meaning still doing the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
still saying the same things, the
Right.
mentality of them have not changed.
Mm-hmm.
And so uh when you're not trying to be no better than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You're just trying to be a better person within yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times just wanting that would have people look at you in a complete different way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she thinks she's this, she
Think she
thinks
this, she
she's that.
thinks she that. And it
She
don't be that. It's just
It
that you
don't be
trying to
that.
grow. Yeah. To be a better
Yes,
person. Right.
you trying to grow. Whereas, as we live and we get older, we supposed to get more mature.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore sometimes, we do different things, because we want better and we want to make a change
Yeah.
within
Yeah.
ourselves because we've been that teenager before too.
We've
And
been
we
there.
see
Yeah.
mistakes that we have made
Yeah.
and things that we feel and things we could have done or should have done that we didn't do back then.
True.
And so now, you know, uh, we trying to not correct the mistakes because the mistakes of the past is the mistakes of the past.
Mm-hmm.
But we trying to evolve in a way whereas we, learn we learning to be more in tune with ourselves and whether, to make better decisions in our life.
Yeah.
At this time, we live in the golden years
Right. These the
right
golden
now.
years now, right?
These are the golden years. So we can't do what we did when we was
Mm-hmm.
preteens, teens, young adults, and all it is. We have to be very careful of the decisions that
That
we
we
make
made.
now.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And you learn, as you get older, you learn from your mistakes. So you don't keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, that's why, you never want to put it out whereas you trying to be better than anyone else.
And that's not
The
it.
same, that's not it. I'm trying
Right.
to make a change for myself.
Right.
Dreams that I had that I didn't fulfill, back then.
Yes.
But then I have even came to terms with that. I didn't do it back then because I wasn't supposed to. This is the time I'm
This is the
supposed to be
season.
doing.
So that's what they mean when they say this is your season.
This is your season.
Right.
And I want to accept it for just that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
now, you know, even we have to learn,
Yeah.
to find our inner strength.
Yeah.
We learning as we go.
Yeah.
That don't mean we perfect because we wrote books, on different things, it's
Mhm.
something within yourself. Your mind and your body tells you when it's time to make a change.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where we at this part of our life and sharing what we have learned and experiences that we went through as young in the younger generations during that time to everybody is not gonna want to learn. from
Right.
your mistake.
Yeah. And
Someone
girl,
to bump their head and
and
learn for
look,
themselves.
and look, girl, we can go on and on and on with this conversation. But you guys, we hope that what we gave today helped someone today. And we would like for you guys, if you can, with the topics that we come on here with, we're going to allow you guys to come in. If you want to join us on these topics, you should be able to come in. We'll give you the information, but once a week, we're going to start doing this, and during the week, I will put up what the topic is going to be. And if you want to join in on the conversation, because we're here to hear what you have to say. It's just not about what we're saying. We want to hear what your opinions are too. So we're so happy that you guys came on here and listen to us today, and we're going to share this, and we have another topic next week.
Yes. And yes, feel free to comment, you know, even give things, topics that you would like to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
So you guys, if you have topics, just put it in our inbox, and we'll pick which ones we want to talk about. And we want you guys to join in with us, because what you don't realize is that your opinion matters too. What you come on here and say can help someone, like we trying to do.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So feel free to comment on what you might be going through right now, or you agree or you disagree, or whatever.
Right,
Your opinion matters. So
right.
we hope you all enjoyed the topic today, and we look forward to you all joining us next week. And
And you
if you
guys,
want to be a part of it, just send us a message, and we will send you all the meeting, uh the ID number and the password to get in to join us.
hi, you guys have a blessed and wonderful day.